Hello. Hello. Hello.
No, we can hear you.
Right. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends.
Good evening.
Welcoming to the 415th meeting conducted by the Kanoo Toastmasters Clubs, which is dated on 23rd August 2022. Well, I would just like to start with it by scrolling forward with it. Second. Right. Toastmasters was founded by Ralph C. Smedley in 1924. First meeting was held in YMCA Santa Ana, California, USA. It is a leading non-profit organization since 1998 years. Worldwide membership of more than 4 lakh members in 16,500 clubs in many countries. UAE has about 110 clubs with about 3,000 members. Well, for joining this club, you must be having there are a lot of benefits under the Toastmaster Club. Building confidence in public speaking, become a more effective speaker, improvement in presentation skills, improvement in leadership skills, meet personal goals, increase fluency in language, network with other people, and build SOC connections. Right. So building network is very important out there. And like everybody knows, to bring on a mission and to build up the network. So there is a club mission which we need to, there is a mission which we need to provide. It's like a supportive and positive learning experience, which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence, personal growth. And the core values are respect, service, integrity, and excellence. We would like to avoid certain topics which refers to religion, politics, and sex. Need to keep certain rules in mind, which is housekeeping rules. Keep yourself and your mobile devices muted. Whistles are only allowed speaking. While speaking, make sure no noise making devices are around. Keep your video on to stay connected and fill in the energy to the speakers. Generously use the reaction button to encourage the speakers. Actively participated in the polls while popped up. Right, and a general request to the guests, requesting the guests to send their contact details via Zoom channel, VP membership, or any XCOM membership. Details can be found at the agenda submitted. Actively participate in the round robin and table topic sessions to a taste of Toastmasters. Let me hand over the stage to someone who does the trade called responsibility and currently is the VP of our XCOM team. Today, he's acting president. Please help me to welcome TM Pragnesh, our president for the day.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening to all Toastmasters. How are you? And our dear
Good evening.
guests. So, wow, we have a very wide number of guests today also in our meeting. First of all, let me welcome our GE Toastmaster Ganeshan today. Welcome, sir. Secondly, let us start with the brief introduction of our guest today who are attending our meeting. So I have a message from guest Vinod. He is on a metro train, so he will not be able to speak. So apart from that, can we start with guest Yasmin? Just in brief, if she can tell that how she came to know about the group and what is she gaining to look forward for in the meeting. Please,
Thank
over to you, guest Yasmin.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pragnesh. This is Yasmin here and very glad to be here. Thankfully, you guys have you are available on Meetup. That makes things easy for us, and that's where I found you. I am an addicted Toastmaster club trotter. So just on my journey to trot to another club. And as you mentioned, I was very excited to see the slide of Sergeant of Arm that there are 35,000 clubs for me to visit. So I have a great challenge ahead.
Long way to go.
Yeah. So very glad to joining you all from Abu Dhabi at the moment. Thank you.
Glad that you are here. Thank you for joining. Okay, over to our guest Dodi, please. Over to you.
Dodi. Thank you for having me. So my name is Dodi. I'm currently in my 4th year in university, and this semester I'm studying abroad in Dubai. And I decided to look for ways to engage myself, and I was going through Meetup to see what clubs and activities were in Dubai. And I stumbled across Toastmasters because it's very popular everywhere. There's Toastmasters clubs in different parts of the world. So I decided to try my hands out here and see how exciting it can be, like public speaking and learning to be a more effective communicator for my role as a product manager. But yeah, I'm really glad to be here and I'm excited to see how today's session goes. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Dodi. Okay, now can I call upon our guest Kasim, please? If you can unmute.
Yeah. Apologies for not sharing the video at the moment. I'm Kasim. I'm working as a sales executive. Not exactly a sales executive, my designation is different, but currently handling the sales. So for that part, I just wanted to, improve. I'm currently on a mission of self-growth. As you know, sales is not that easy as I thought it would be. So working on that. So I decided to join this and found you guys on Meetup. So I just came from the office, by the way. So I'm just sitting here attending your meeting.
Great. Welcome, Kasim, and hope surely this journey in Toastmasters will help you grow as a salesperson also. Yeah?
Thank you.
Can I request our guest Mahesh Kapil, please?
Yeah, good evening once again. My name is Mahesh Kapil. I'm a mentalist and a mind coach. I'm doing the mind power training program for the corporates, as well as I'm doing that mind coaching for the individuals like entrepreneurs, that sports personality and celebrities. And a few days back, I met Rajeshri Madam in Toastmasters Club, and I got the invitation from Rajeshri Madam. I took it as a privilege, and thanks to all, thanks to all the members in Toastmasters. Once again.
Welcome, Mahesh. Now over to guest Abu Bakar.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, I am from Abu Dhabi. I just got this link, so I thought I want to listen. I'm in between some work, but still I am listening this. That's why I'm not opening my video. Once I finish my work, I will open. I will sit. I will listen. Thank you.
No problem. Welcome anyway. If you are joined during your work time also, that is very great. Welcome again. So I also welcome our guest Vinod, who will not be able to speak for some time right now because he is traveling. So hereby, yes, I declare the meeting open, and let me introduce to our TMOD, our Toastmaster of the day, who will be conducting us throughout the session. Now, well, what can I say about her? She is always who I envy her, and she has wore multiple hats in multiple meetings of ours, always, most of the time. So she's also president, she's also PR, she's also speaker. And by the way, today meeting also she is wearing multiple hats. She is the Toastmaster of the day, as well as she is giving one of her speech. So let's welcome her. She is our past president and our area PR VP, Toastmaster Poonam. Over to you, Toastmaster Poonam.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pragnesh. You increase the tension here. Hello and welcome to all of you today. my dear fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, a very, very warm welcome. And before I start, I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Afzal. We have a Division K director over here, also a past area director 59. And we have our very own DTM in the house, Toastmaster Yogesh Arora. So I'd like to welcome both of you today. Thank you so much. And today I'm here to take you through this very eventful meeting, I would say. Like he said, I am here to don a few hats, but then I'm also very excited to share today's theme with all of you. It said signs and wonders. Actually, this came to me from a very interesting series that I'm watching. And I'm sure we have a mentalist in the house, so he would be able to understand what I'm trying to say. So what I actually understood from the series is that we all come across certain signs and certain wonders in our lives, and it's upon us how aware we are to them. Most of the time, we do not realize that we are getting those signs. Now, for example, we have our guest Yasmin today here, looking around and trotting all the possible Toastmasters club. So today that we're talking about signs and wonders, Yasmin, maybe it's a sign that you should be in this wandering club called Kanoo Toastmasters. Apart from that, I would also like to highlight that signs and wonders are just not within us, but around us as well. And sometimes it's also for our good, and sometimes it just is there to protect us. I'm going to share more down the line because I have some really interesting stories that I came across while doing some research. But before that, we need to learn something today. Of course, we are all here so that we can spend this evening and learn something new. This next session is going to add something new to our English vocabulary. We may have heard the words before. We may know a lot of words, but a lot of times we do not really realize to use them, and we do not actually use them in our daily lives. So today we have somebody who is a veteran in Toastmasters. And let me tell you, one of the best humorous speakers that I have come across in Toastmasters. He's our senior in the club, Kanoo, and he is here today to share a wonderful word with us, which is known as the word of the day. He is somebody who is really humble and has always been smiling throughout his journey. His stories are amazing and entertaining, and I'm sure today he's here with a very wonderful word. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Robert to take us through the word of the day today. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Poonam, for the wonderful introduction. I will try my best to live up to the introduction you have given about me. Thank you so very much. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm glad to see lots of guests over here, and we are sure going to have a beautiful meeting this evening. As a word master, I will be introducing a word which can be used throughout the meeting as many times as possible. Yeah. For this matter, I'm going to share a request for sharing the screen. Moment. And the word we will be. Okay. Okay. Can you all see the screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. The word of the day, I'm going to give some clues as what could be the word. If you're able to guess it, wonderful. Otherwise, no, don't worry about it. The first clue is it's a noun, a thing used by men. It is something worn by men. Okay. The second clue is it's a verb termed as an action as well. Yeah. And the third clue is, oh, sorry, I flipped. See, here the word is, yeah. The third clue was, it sounds like a direction. That's why I took back to the screen. And that was the best clue I felt. North, east, west, and south. And here is the word west, yeah. So what is west? West is it can be a cloth which is worn over the body, or it could be used as a verb as well. Let us go in detail. It has got a Latin origin, vestire, and it comes through the word French, veste. Yeah. Then let us go for the meaning of this word. When it is used as noun, it will be referred as a garment. Yeah. For example, in Britain, it refers to a sleeveless garment worn on the upper part of the body. Yeah. In Australia and US, it refers to a waistcoat or a sleeveless jacket. Now we got the idea what is vest. As a verb, when we use it, giving to someone, like give someone the legal right or power. Let's take it this way: giving someone or entrusting someone with a power, that is vesting a power. Yeah. So we will go for a few synonyms of the word. As I said, interesting, bestowing, endowing, to confer, to empower. Yeah, when it is used, the synonyms are vestar, bestow, endow, confer, or empower. The antonyms are refuse, take back, leave, or dislodge. Let us use in some sentences. Moment. Okay. When we use in sentences, the best word is used this way: she stepped out in a vest and skinny jeans with strappy black heels. Our PM Modi dons a stylish vest, and now that's trending throughout. Okay, and another example is the local planning authorities are vested with powers to regulate and regulate land and use for development. Another example, we are vested with powers, duties, and responsibilities in Toastmasters. This probably I'll have to say twice. We are vested with powers, duties, and responsibilities in Toastmasters. Can I ask you all for a round robin? If someone can kindly, begin with giving an example for the word vest, V-E-S-T. Yeah, Pragnesh, Toastmaster Pragnesh, please go ahead.
Yes, though I am a VP Education of Kanoo Toastmasters Club, but today the power vested on me is for the president.
Wonderful, wonderful. I would ask everyone to give a try. Toastmaster, before I call the names, if you could volunteer on your own.
Yeah.
Vest, the word is, Toastmaster Ganeshan, please go ahead.
All the employees of any organization are vested with their respective powers, irrespective of designation.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Toastmaster Ganeshan. And the next one, I'm sure you all could give one example for this beautiful word, vest. Simple word. Anybody else wants to give a try?
I would like to give a try.
Yeah, Toastmaster?
Afzal.
Afzal, Toastmaster Afzal. Yeah, you're welcome. Please come. Please go ahead.
Thanks. Being a safety officer, I used to wear a reflective vest every day in my duty.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Toastmaster Afzal. Any one or two more? Take it as an opportunity.
Yeah, I can.
Wonderful. Toastmaster Yasmin.
Best vest is of the Superman with all vested powers.
Wonderful. That's a double usage of the word. a compliment to you. Wonderful. Shall we move ahead, or anybody wants to give a try again? Try.
West is the most used
Okay.
garment during summers.
Wonderful, Toastmaster Poonam. Thank you so very much. Thank you all for participating so enthusiastically. Over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Poonam. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So, thank you so much. So, West is a wonderful word that we learned today. And I'm sure all of you are going to have in some or the other way vested your powers to someone or the other in your life. I'm here today. I'm going to introduce you all to one of our silent role players. So we have our timer who is going to be monitoring throughout the meeting that we are on time. And that is our very own VP membership, that is Toastmaster Anup. So Toastmaster Anup, can you please share how are you going to show the cards, or how are you going to share?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening. As a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, signs and wonders. She was very confused. She met somebody. In one day, she just realized that it was him. But for some reason, she wasn't sure. She kept overthinking about it. Whether he is sure or no, whether he liked her or no. And then they came together. They became best friends. And still, she was not sure. They went on to live their lives. And then one day, he was about to leave to another country. And they decided to part. That was a sign to her. She couldn't think her life anymore without him. And that's when she decided that this is what she wants. But was he thinking the same? After all, they were best friends. And then something happened. And they both looked at each other. What was that something? They both actually came across a photograph of themselves, which was going back to 10 years when they met first. And that's when she said, I don't think I can live without you. And maybe you're the one. And then he said that I'm also thinking the same. And they came together forever. This is something which actually happened with one of a very close friends of mine. And that's why I believe that wherever you go, not the Hutch network follows, but signs also follow. You just have to see and realize that you come across those signs and know whether it's the right thing for you or no. Sometimes the signs come from within. Your heart tells you. And that's the biggest thing. You would know. I'm sure guest Mahesh will agree. Heart and minds play a lot. But when your heart says the right word and it's very strong, then it is the right thing. I now take you guys to the next session of our evening, which is, I believe, the most interesting sessions of Toastmasters. Because here, we not only get to learn, but we also get to apply. This is a platform to grow. And this session actually shows how a speaker has grown from one level to another. Today, we have two speakers in the evening for two project speeches. and two very different project speeches, I would say. One is a normal speech of 5 to 7 minutes, but the other one is a whole new session altogether. So before we go ahead to the speakers, I'd like to call upon the evaluator for the first speaker. He is also one of our club advisors. He is one of the most senior Toastmaster of Kanoo again. We are blessed to have such seniors, trust me. He is a real example of motivation and determination. He has been a treasure, like I always say, to Kanoo Club, and has also been treasurer for the Kanoo Club for years, years and years. And today, he is the evaluator for the speaker one, and he's going to be sharing the objectives of this speech. Toastmaster Falgun, over to you.
Good evening, one and all.
Good evening.
Today my target, my speaker is the speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Poonam, and it is Dynamic Leadership Level 3 project. The purpose of the project is to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategies that can be used for when negotiating. Over to you, Poonam. Thank you.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Now, I am the first speaker, so I'm not going to give an introduction, but from here, I start my speech. Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. Today, I'm here to share a very interesting story of one of my clients whom I met a few years back. This was in 2015 when I was working with Gulf News. And you know, Gulf News is a newspaper. So we were dealing with a lot of advertisements on a regular basis. We had a client who was a business setup client who would advertise every single day. But suddenly, he stopped advertising. Now, you all must be thinking, what happened? He just refused to continue. He had a contract which was running. That contract got cancelled. He had a pending amount with us for about 60,000 dirhams, which he had to pay. And he just refused to answer calls with Gulf News. Here, my story is not only about how the negotiation began, but also about how determination can affect negotiation. The client was originally not mine. The lady who was handling it left the company, and the client was handed over to me. Now, when the client comes to me, of course, the debt or the balance which is pending also comes to me. Whether the client is actually giving an ad or no, whether the client is given the revenue or no, it all comes to me. So I started following up. I started chasing. I started pushing. And for all I knew that there was an agency involved in between. Luckily, or I would say to my fortune, I had a good rapport with the agency. So somewhere I had to maintain a good discussion or conversation with the agency as well as the client. I couldn't leave both of them. I had to make sure that this is my client and this is how I need to crack it. I started following and chasing the client in January. Finally, the client said, okay, yalla, I will meet you, March. And we said, thank God. When he came on the table, he said, I'm not going to pay this. This is too much. You want me back, you give me discount for the new contract, and I'm not going to pay this. Waive this off. He was a local. We had to adhere. But my manager was like, no way, I'm not giving him such a huge discount. Now began the negotiation. This is the client, this is the agency, and this is my manager. And here I am. For some reason, I just was blank that day. How do I make all these people come together? That's when I learned the only way to negotiate is to be determined. A goal has to be set. And you know that the goal will be met with 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. So my goal was very clear. I need the client on board. But then my manager's goal was very clear. I don't care if he comes, he needs to pay. But I used to think if he comes, I will definitely crack. I would hit the revenue for more than 110%. So my goal was, in any way, I have to get the client. So I went to the client. I said, sir, you need to pay. There is no way that you can get away from it, but this is what I can do. Maybe I can give you an option. Yalla, what can you give me? So why don't you do this? We'll give you a certain discount. Okay? You can take the discount, clear the payment, and then I will give you another 50% discount in the upcoming contract. How about that? No, this I was getting before also. Okay, sir, no problem. But do you think you can pay with a discount? We'll see. Okay. I went to my manager and I told her, ma'am, he's ready to pay, but we need to give him a better discount when he's coming back. What do you think? Okay, we can give him the 50% discount. But ma'am, can we make it a little better? Come on, he's paying and he's going to pay a huge amount. Okay, give him a color discount as well. All right. I went to the agency, not to the client. I told him, look, if we both get this contract, we both are going to make money. So let's do this. Convince the client to come back, make the payment at least 60%, and we will start off the contract and we'll give him an additional 50% on the color. Okay. They went back. The client said, Yalla, cannot pay. I said, okay, let's make it 50% payment. At least start with that. And then finally, I told my ma'am, he's ready with the check. He's coming today with 50% payment. Is it okay? Ma'am, think about it. We wouldn't even get this. Okay, let him come. And there I was. The client cleared the check. It was the 31st of August. And I was supposed to hit my targets for September. I knew if this contract comes, I'm going to hit 120%. There is no way that anything can stop me. And my manager was behind me because I was at 60% for 6 months. But this was it. This was my chance. The client agreed. I told him, you have to come before 12. Created the sense of urgency. He came before 12, sent the contract on time. I entered the discount, I entered the payments, and whoop. By the end of the day, I hit my target for September, 120%. My manager came by. You are one tough person, very determined. And that's what I learned about negotiation. You have to be determined, have a goal, and create a sense of urgency. Thank you, and over to you. Over to myself. So here I am. Now I'm acting as a Toastmaster of the day, and I'm going to take you guys for the next speech. So I'm going to be introducing our next evaluator before we call upon the speaker. Our next evaluator is somebody who is ready to help whenever, wherever, at any time of the day. He is somebody, whenever I've called him, whenever I've messaged him, he never says no. I think he doesn't know how to say a no. He's really amazing as a person and a great leader. He's come a long way in Toastmasters, and I'm very, very proud to call him a Division K director. He has been an area director. He's been in different levels, in different XComs, different clubs. He's one of the gem of the people I have met in Toastmasters, and I would always like to keep in touch with him. Please help me welcome our Toast evaluator for the day, second evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Afzal. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Poonam, and good evening, everyone. I'm so overwhelmed with the introduction you have given. Thank you so much. Our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, is attempting her level 3 project in Visionary Communications Pathway. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. So today, Toastmaster Rajeshwari is going to conduct a table topic segment. As a table topic master, she will be meeting the objectives. She is going to attempt this project as a table topic master. So the total time allotted for this project is 20 minutes. So timer, please note, 15 minutes green, 18 minutes amber, 20 minutes red. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
So like I said, today's speeches are very different from each other. And we have somebody attempting a crazy project where she will be taking over the stage for conducting our table topics. Now, for all of you who know table topics, are obviously do obviously understand it's like all impromptu. But for all of you who don't know, or for the benefit of guests, all of you will, everybody gets a chance to be a speaker in this session. Whether you are a Toastmaster or you are a guest, you can attempt a topic which will be given to you by the table topics master, and that can be done between 1 and 2 minutes. The rules will be explained to you in detail by the table topics master. And so, because she's also a speaker, let me introduce you to her. She is definitely one of the most enthusiastic people I have met. I can't believe she comes up with all the kinds of surprises that she can really come up with every single time you talk to her or you meet her. You will always see her energetic, and you always see her proactive, absolutely proactive. So, and let me tell you, if you have anything to be followed up, please call her. She is fantastic on that. So let me help you welcome our president of Kanoo Toastmasters Club. And today she's going to attempt her speech and also conduct the table topic session. Toastmaster Rajeshwari, over to you.
Thank you. Treasurer, Toastmaster Poonam, come dear Modi. You opened up my hidden treasure. Yeah, thank you so much. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Fantastic. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Hearty welcome to the most thrilling session of any Toastmasters meeting. This is a very formal session wherein you get an opportunity to speak on stage. Today, as it is my main project speech, I have confirmed Toastmasters well in advance to keep up the time. The timing criteria is as follows for the benefit of the guests to know. Speak till the timer goes green for the first minute. Wrap it up when the timer goes amber, which is exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds. Close it or stop when the timer goes red, exactly at 2 minutes. In Toastmasters, we are kind enough to give 30 seconds grace for y'all to be qualified for the OT. Are you all excited? Let me welcome our first table topics master, table topic speaker for today. A man of minimal words, a man with a golden heart, a true leader, a man who is completely dedicated in whatever he takes up. From the moment I've stepped into as a president, he has always by my side in all my decisions taken. The beauty is he is gentle to the core in his approach, clear about his decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, thunderous applause to welcome our first table topic speaker, who is a strong pillar of Kanoo's Toastmasters Club, current VP membership, Toastmaster Anup. Let me spotlight. Toastmaster Anup, would you prefer to work with a complete freedom or work under pressure from a boss who portrays his authority? If so, why? Would you prefer to work with complete freedom or prefer to work under pressure from a boss who portrays his authority? If so, why? Toastmaster Anup, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajeshwari. I would prefer to work with complete freedom. Why I am saying so? Because workers who feel free to make choices in the workplace would be happier and productive than employees who are restricted. For example, in a company, managers are normally viewed as problem solvers. However, companies are now asking their employees to identify the issues and come up with ideas to solve the problems that will ultimately improve the productivity. It will help us to improve our self-esteem and we will become more efficient. I hope since from the COVID pandemic, companies all over the world are their work schedule of the companies are changed. Since then, employees are given to choose, employees are allowed to choose the timings of their work. Working from home schedule become common now. But there are also some drawback. Like if we are working without a deadline, it will end up with the lack of self-motivation and self-discipline, ending up with less, end up with giving less than our best results. So always try to be on track. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anup, for your contribution for my project. I truly agree to your take on this particular topic, and I agree totally for your the way you portrayed it. And with this note, thank you so much. Moving on to our second speaker. I can clearly recall the moment when I attended Kanoo's Toastmasters meeting for the very first time back in 2018. A humble, down-to-earth person, dedicated to the core. Start guessing. The father of Kanoo's Toastmasters Club, I proudly can say. Any guesses? One and only DTM. Yes, DTM Yogesh Arora. Kindly spotlight the second speaker. DTM Yogesh Arora. What is the weight you carry with the title Distinguished Toastmaster? Do you wish the youngsters like me and others on board aspire to achieve it? What is the weight you carry with the title Distinguished Toastmaster, do you wish youngsters like me and others on board aspire to achieve it? DTM Yogesh Arora, over to you.
My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening to all of you. As most of you know that I started my Toastmasters journey in 2014, August 2014. And I'm going to complete my 8 years of journey. And always I feel that there are always positive things by joining Toastmasters. Everywhere in the Toastmaster fraternity, in my organization, in my friends, and in my family, I have get a lot of advantages. Number one. And number two, I encourage all of you to set a roadmap to become a DTM, as I had done. Make a role model of you. Just like I was having two role models in Toastmasters, DTM R.K. Nair and DTM Umar Radhakrishnan. Keep them in front of you and say, if they can, if I can become DTM, then why can't you? Have deadlines, and I encourage to all the new members and youngsters like you, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, please have a proper roadmap to become DTM, and you can also become DTM. As most of you know also, like my daughter, she's also going to become DTM very soon. She just has to fill his own DTM application. And what I believe, I done my DTM within around 6 years. She done DTM in 3 years. Because I made the roadmap for her. And she followed that. So you can also become DTM, of course, yes. And what was the last third question you asked me? Third point you told me?
What are the pros and cons that comes with carrying the title?
Title, yes. There are always positive things I have told you. And the title is giving you sense of satisfaction, sense of accomplishment. And it is my habit, whatsoever topic, whatsoever project I take in my hand, I complete that. And that gives you sense of satisfaction. I hope I answered your question. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You not only inspired me, but all the members on board, especially the Kanoo members who are, on the verge of taking up the DTM roles in this current year, 2022-2023. There are eminent, many senior members on Kanoo. So maybe by the God's blessings, we will be having 3 to 4 DTMs this year. All the very best, and to all the members. And thank you so much. You proved as a father of Kanoo's Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much. Round of applause. So, excited for the next table topic speaker? A man with great ideas. A man with a diamond heart. A born leader. He saw the leadership potential in me, which even I am not aware until now. He suggested me to take up leadership roles 2 years back. Yet I was not confident myself. Somewhere there was an insecurity feeling that I am not a responsible person to take up that high responsibility. He just put a thought in me. Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you can do it. Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you can do it. Any guesses? Put your hands together. Put your hands together to welcome our Secretary of Kanoo Toastmasters Club, and another strong pillar of our club, Toastmaster. I'm sure his network should be well. Toastmaster Manjunath Shastri.
Hello, Rajeshwari. Good evening.
Mind is like a monkey. It gets bored very soon. How and what made you continue Toastmasters journey in spite of all the difficulties you faced, staying all the way in India and having some network issues, and still you were resilient enough and kept going? Mind is like a monkey. It gets bored very soon. How and what made you continue Toastmasters journey and you being resilient? Toastmaster Manjunath Shastri, over to you.
Okay, thank you, table topic master. I don't agree. My mind is monkey. Okay, my mind is a good human being. Okay, so it's all in my thinking, and then this thing that it's not a monkey. I'm still continuing to be in Toastmaster because of the positive things which I learned from Toastmasters. The one good thing about Toastmasters is we are all like family members. There are no negative criticisms. Always there will be a positive feedback. In any worst speech or worst this thing which we give, there is always a positive end to any speech. That's one good thing I liked in Toastmaster, which keeps on motivating me to attend all the meetings, even though I am occupied with many busy schedule and other things. But I am grateful to Kanoo Toastmaster for accepting me as a member because I am not living in Dubai. I am the first overseas member for Kanoo Toastmaster, and this pandemic has made me to utilize the negativity of that whatever pandemic, and then it encouraged me to join the school Toastmasters Club and then improve my leadership and communication skills. This gave me an opportunity to excel my communication and leadership skills. And I always tell our mind and heart. So we should have a good body and mind connective all the time. With good body and mind connective, we can do wonders in our life. There is a simple exercise which we can do with the 20-second exercise, which I will disclose in coming speeches. That is just to keep our body and mind connected. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmasters, Rajeshwari.
The audience applause itself shows that you have truly connected to the point, agreeing that yes, mind is not a monkey. We are the owners of our mind and we can excel. And our guest Mahesh would truly agree. And as TMOD also mentioned, we can achieve all the impossible things in life. Thank you so much for your contribution. And eager to wait for your upcoming speeches to know more about the body and mind connection. Moving on to our guest today, Toastmaster and guest Yasmin. Are you there? Yes. You are the owner of a club. Imagine that you are the owner of a club. Okay. How would you attract new members to join your club? And what would you do in special to satisfy them completely? You are the owner of a club. How would you attract new members to join your club? And what would you do to satisfy them completely? Guest Yasmin, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, for a challenging question. We always learn from our ideals, don't we? And I would use my role model to answer this question. He was the past president of our club, my home club. And the first thing he told me about leadership is a good leader sit behind the scene and let the show go on. So the first thing I would do, knowing him and showing the way he showed me, is that I would really let it go and not feel that I own the club, because I would really make it go in the way that everyone, all the club members owe the club. And it's the members all together which makes the club. We have a very diverse club, and we have to respect the cultural sensitivity. We have to pay respect to the different opinion, different perspectives. There are certain things which are jokes in one culture, which could be perceived as an insult in another culture. So we have to be mindful. And the best thing is to open up your mind to everything that comes across without being judgmental. So if I would have to attract members in my club, I would give them the freedom to be their own, to feel the club as a space where they can express themselves, bearing in mind others' sensitivity, and give them the onus to feel that they owe the club. It's just a warm environment. If the people will have warm environment and they will see the value of being in a warm environment, I believe they will aspire to be in the club. So thank you for that introspective question, and I give it back to you, Table Topic Master.
Wonderful, wonderful. Spreading the warmth among the members for sure is a best takeaway message from you, and thank you so much for your inputs. Guest Yasmin. I respect your, or what I can say, I'm blank actually. I have shortage of words to know that your perspective about um, spreading the warmth among the club which you own. Thank you. Round of applause once again. Moving ahead, we have on board a dedicated Toastmaster who is ready to deliver his speech on the most difficult topic, that is the negotiation. For him, it is just a snap of a finger. That is his caliber. This is his second time he's supporting Kanoo Toastmasters Club. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Ganeshan with Venkatachalam. You are a part of an executive committee of a club. What differently would you do to make the club unique? You are a part of an executive committee of a club. What differently would you do to make the club unique? Toastmaster Ganeshan Venkatachalam, over to you.
Good evening, Table Master, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, and my fellow Toastmasters. Very good question she has asked me, because I am already a member of the XCOM. In my club, Talkmaster, Toastmaster. Before the club came into existence, we had a club called Talkmaster, which is just a private club. In that, apart from the speech, we had many activities like interview, which is called cocktail, singing, book review, going outside, etc. So Toastmaster is a very challenging club. There are so many Toastmasters in Dubai itself. So to prove apart from them, we should make something which is attractive to members. Members should feel that they should keep on coming again and again for all the session. To make our session attractive, not only there should be speeches, but there should be other activities. What activities I will plan will be like singing, art, book review, then not last but not the least, club cocktail. That is an interview between two people. in the club cocktail is so interesting that we will be able to know the mind of both the speakers, because speaker will be ready with a question and will be shooting at the other person, and the receiving speaker will replying back in his own words. That will be very interesting and challenging. So if we keep such activities or singing session or book review, that will not only be knowledgeable to the members, but they will be attractive to the club. So such activities should be brought to the club so that more and more members will join. So apart from the speeches, which of course they will give confidence to the speakers or to the members, we should start the other activities so that they will have an urge to come to a meeting and attend it more and more. And because members are the main soul of the club, the session. So if you don't have members, it will not be charming. It will not be encouraging the speakers also. So to encourage the speakers and the other members to participate more and more in the session and to be active, we should start such activities which I told you that will attract the members more and more. Over to you, Table Master Rajeshwari. Thank you.
Wow, you proved my introduction true. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganeshan. We should include activities. Amazing. I am the first person to go for it. Cocktail, interviews. I'm sure Toastmaster Pradesh is smiling. Toastmaster Robert is also excited for the interview. What next? Outing. Toastmaster Puna will agree. She already took us on a cruise. It's a family atmosphere. Truly, book review. We have amazing book readers among our members. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganeshan. Amazing for your contribution and helping me complete my project. So, ladies and gentlemen, as our time is just quickly rushing away, I have one beautiful person on board. He's a true leader, and what I can say this. In spite of his new responsibility, sorry, I'm not using my glasses, sorry for that. He gladly helped me in all my doubts, the PPT presentation, I mean, that editing part, without any judgment of my skills. He supported me in both the ways, personally and also professionally as a president of, when I stepped into as a president. He is our area director, Area 24 Director, Toastmaster Prashant Raj.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, you are a new member to a club. How would you prefer to be welcomed? You are a new member to a club. How would you prefer to be welcomed? Toastmaster Prashant Raj.
You're muted.
Sorry. If just a second. If I'm a new member to the club, the first thing what I would expect is that I'm kind of invited by all the members of the club. I would expect the ExCom and the members to come and introduce and create a kind of rapport, because as a new member, I would be new to the scene. So the basic expectation would be to build that friendship and bonding and understanding with the club and its members. And then the second thing would be that to kind of understand, because if a new member comes in, according to me, they would be kind of, I wouldn't say ignorant, but they wouldn't be having the roadmap to what is expected out of Toastmasters. So I would expect someone to come and guide me on what is the way forward and kind of help me in charting my roadmap. So if they can guide me, what are the roles I can perform, things like that. That's number two. So number three would be that they immediately start engaging me, because if as a new member, there are chances that, I might not be so keen and interested as others in the team.
So is auto muted?
You're muted again. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't. Okay. So so the third point, what I was trying to say is that I would expect members to kind of, the ExCom to engage me into activities from the next meeting onwards, so that, I would be keen to carry forward, because the moment as a member, if I miss one meeting, then the next meeting I would be kind of lazy. So I wouldn't want that to happen. So I would feel that I be engaged. So first is ExCom comes and introducing me. Second is engaging me. And third is showing me the roadmap. Over to you, Rajesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Area Director Prashant Raj. My takeaway from your quick on-spot challenging topic, creating a warm rapport around the new member, building that much needed friendship bonding, and then understanding the members' needs and what can we do as an EXCOM members by guiding them the roadmap for the personal growth. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prashant Raj. Timer, can we have the last speaker, or is it time up?
It's already past 20 minutes, TM Rajeshwari.
Okay, thank you so much, Timer. And thank you all the Toastmasters and thank you the guests for helping me complete this. As our TMOD just mentioned, it is indeed a complicated project which I'm trying to attempt, and wholehearted thank you for helping me complete this project. Whether successful or unsuccessful, wait till my evaluator. Thank you, and back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. Now that was a wonderful project, I would say. So before we go ahead, we have the timer who's going to share the timer's report for the project speakers as well as the table topic speakers to know whether they are qualified for the voting or no. And while he is doing that and while I'm creating the polls, I would request all of you to possibly, if you would like, you can share feedback with both the speakers, either personally on the chat or on the chat in the group. Toastmaster Anup, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Poonam. I will read out the prepared speeches timing. So our first speaker, Toastmaster Poonam, took 7 minutes, 2 seconds. And our second speaker, Toastmaster Rajeshri, took 25 minutes total. Okay. And about our table topic speakers, our first table topic speaker, Toastmaster Anup, took 1 minute 58 seconds. Second table topic speaker, DTM Yogesh, took 2 minutes 35 seconds. And our third table topic speaker, Toastmaster Manjunath, took 1 minute 59 seconds. And our guest, Yasmin, took 1 minute 45 seconds. Our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ganeshan, took 2 minutes 12 seconds. And our last speaker, Toastmaster Prashant Raj, took 1 minute 40 seconds.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to actually share a link for the speakers first. It is going to be on the chat board.
Here,
yeah.
I think we can do a poll for the table topic speakers where all can participate, including the guest.
On the thing. Okay, we will not,
yes.
but for the
speaker poll is,
yeah, speaker poll is ready. I'm going to share the link to everyone. Please do the polling. And for the table topics, so all of them are qualified, so you can vote. Even guests can vote. Toastmaster Anu, you guys can actually write it on the chat group. I'm just going to repeat the speaker names so that all the votes can be put on the chat group, and then I will take it from there. Toastmaster Anu, Toastmaster Yogesh, Toastmaster Manjunath, Toastmaster Yasmin, guest, Toastmaster Yasmin, Toastmaster Ganeshan, and Toastmaster Prashant. Yeah. You guys can send me also the message directly and I will take it from there. Okay then, so going ahead, after the attacks of September 11, a company that had its office at the World Trade Center invited its executives and employees who had for some reason survived the attack to share their experiences. People were alive for the smallest reasons. were small and were details like these. The director of a company was late because it was his son's first kindergarten day. Another survivor missed the bus, and another one had a baby. A woman was delayed because her alarm clock didn't ring in time. One was late because he was stuck on the road where there was an accident. One had a problem with his car, which didn't start on time. Another one returned to answer the phone. Another one returned to answer the phone, and another didn't take a taxi. Couldn't get a taxi, actually. Doesn't this give you goosebumps? Now, these are not signs, these are wonders, literal wonders which happened in September 11. But the story that impressed the most was that of a man who put on a new pair of shoes that morning. And before he got to work, he had a blister. So he stopped at the pharmacy for a Band-Aid. And that's why he's alive today. Now, when I get stuck in traffic, when I lose an elevator, or when I return to answering the phone or getting late for some reason, when my alarm clock doesn't ring, I hold on to myself and think that it is a miracle which I am going through right now. I wonder what kind of a wonder it is. I'm sure all of you have come around situations like that. You might be getting late for office, and then on your way you hear that the road you were about to take, somebody met with an accident just a few minutes ago when you were supposed to be on that road. It has happened to me so many times. I can't even say. I am a late Latif otherwise also, but it has happened to me. When genuinely I want to be on time and I have made all my efforts and I've taken the right steps to be on time, but I'm still late. There has to be a miracle. There was a wonder which happened to me similarly like this. You know, I was somebody who used to drive on the 100 plus lane. And when I was driving on the Abu Dhabi lane, I would drive at 140. And normally on Sheikh Zayed, nothing less than 119, because 120, you hit the road and you get fines. That's that kind of a driver I was. I would reach from Bardabai to Business Bay in 10 minutes. And that's how I used to live my life when I was working with Gulf News. But then one day, I was driving on a road, on Sheikh Zayed Road at 80, literally 80. And I was on the last lane because I had to take an exit. And I cannot say it was short of a miracle. I was sandwiched between 4 cars that day. There was no way I could have escaped a very huge accident. But nothing happened to me. Absolutely nothing. I came out of the car with no scratches at all. And my car was squashed like this from front and back both. Now that could be a wonder, I would say, or a miracle. I'm sure if you all recall, there could be like a lot more incidences that you will remember. You may be able to realize now that it was a wonder. So while we notice these signs and wonders, we also have to notice the errors and the mistakes we make during our meetings and our speeches. So now it's time for getting some bashes, some evaluations, and getting to know what could be done better and what could have been done better. So please help me welcome our evaluations session. And it is one of the most exciting sessions for me, I feel, because I get to know where I have made mistakes and how I can improve myself. So let me, please help me welcome our first evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Falgun. Over to you.
Good evening, one and all again. Thank you, Poonam, for taking this, quite insightful session. I'm always looking forward to this kind of, negotiations and all. Being a person from commerce background, this is always close to my heart. And the way you shaped your journey, the project required to identify the problems and then to troubleshoot it. But it should be a mutual, benefit. What the project itself, Toastmasters is also advocating, and that is what you really justified. It was a win-win situation for the client, for your organization, and it was for you as well on personal terms. So kudos to you. It was greatly delivered. And the second thing, what was I really liked about this was that the speech should be something new, having been associated with you since so long. I mean, was never aware of this, Gulf News and all those stories. So kudos to you, because Toastmasters advocates again for a concept which is something new, or a story which was unheard. So yes, like the opening was and the transformation and the conclusion was too good. So what strategies you had to apply as per, so you need to design while going for negotiation, and you had two strategies in mind. That was determination, and second was the win-win situation for all the three tri-party, like we can say. So all the three parties. So that was what was required, and that is being advocated. So yes, you had amazing, what really I really admire, you always have a charming face. So like, if you don't have a laughter, humor in your speech, that grace always keeps us going. We are always tuned with that smile. So that was the one thing, I really admire about you. Your confidence and the presentation was too good. So you have to develop your skills, and you truly delivered and you identified, and you have been veteran in those areas, we can say. Because even in Toastmasters also, I have been seeing, with it's not negotiation. We had been you had been a president, you had been negotiating a lot. So that's, I felt always that it's a skill which you have developed, and amicably, as well as without losing mental, stature. So great job done. Two things which I would have really appreciated if you had, since we are going for this virtual meetings, we don't have that access to that boards and all. But I, as a person of commerce, would like to make a notes out of this. I have recorded your voice notes for the future reference. But some notes and all would really deserve or be helpful to us. And second, a pinch of humor always makes the speech quite exciting. So that's it from my side, and best of and good luck for the future speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I was so serious when I was trying to negotiate with that client. Humor was nowhere close. The stress was at the highest level. But yeah, thank you so much for the evaluation. I'll keep it in mind the next time. And I'm going to take you guys through the next evaluation. Our next evaluator is going to be evaluating our second speaker, Toastmaster Rajeshwari. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Afzal, our Division K Director, once again.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. A very good evening to one and all. Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you had attempted this project very well. And congratulations on achieving the objectives of this project. You have clearly opened a hidden treasure, and the way how you have elevated the audience with respect to giving the introduction of table topic segment, and when you have invited each and everyone with a lot of prize with the introduction part was so beautiful. However, I have to give evaluation to the with respect to objectives, how you met your listening skills, right? Let us go one by one. The first table topic speaker was Toastmaster Anup. The topic attempted was, would you prefer to work with complete freedom or work under a boss who portrays authority? And congratulations, Toastmaster Anup, you have did very well. You have clearly, very beautifully attempted that project. And however, I felt Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you a little bit lost in the first table topic. And of course, you couldn't able to clearly pick the right what exactly Toastmaster Anu mentioned, or you have not mentioned those or not given a kind of an affirmative statement of what Toastmaster Anup mentioned, but however, you really picked up later. So when you went to the second table topic speaker, that was distinguished Toastmaster Yogesh Arora, what is the weight you carry with the title DTM? Do you wish myself and others on board to aspire it? Toastmaster Yogesh Arora, you nailed it. And of course, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you have catch those points very well, and you have given certain affirmative points that was really helpful and really motivating the audience. That was really nice. Likewise, the third speaker, Toastmaster Manjunath Shastri, mind is like a monkey, it's get bored soon. How you continue Toastmaster journey, being outside of the UAE and being resilient. Toastmaster Manjunath Shastri also attempted that topic very well. And of course, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you clearly picked those elements mentioned by Toastmaster Manjunath, and you have given that affirmative statement. Very nice. The fourth speaker was guest Toastmaster Yasmin. Again, the topic was more about imagine you are an owner of a club and how you attract more members and what would you do to satisfy them. Again, there, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you lost a little bit over there. You couldn't able to, affirm those statements given by Toastmaster Yasmin. And Toastmaster Yasmin, thank you for giving those insightful statements about that particular topic. Very nice, and we loved it. Then topic number 5 was you are a part of XCOM. What differently would you do to make the club different? To Toastmaster Ganeshan Venkatajalam. And there you have picked very well. So it was the club cocktail you mentioned, and you could able to relate it to different members of Kanoo Toastmasters Club, stating that someone will be loving this, someone would be loving that. That was very nice. And of course, it really elevated the speaker. And the final speaker was Toastmaster Prashant Raj, where he has to attend a topic. You are a new member to a club. How would you prefer to be welcomed? And of course, you have also picked very nicely Toastmaster Prashant Raj, where you have completed the project. So altogether, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, you met the objectives, but in order to give, just see the scenario, in order to give the evaluation itself, I have already seen the red. So how it happened, it is just because the way how you pick the topic. That is the first suggestion I would like to give you. The topic could have been very simple and maybe out of the Toastmasters topic, So that will give, a kind of spice to the complete, the way how the table topic speakers can attempt those topics. And we may get different opinions, different views, their messages. That could have been in a different way. So always try to have the topic very simple topics. Always keep it short and simple. And the second suggestion which I would like to give you is that table topics is all about the spontaneity, right? So I felt like you were so prepared to pick these speakers by preparing all their introduction and all. So we could have loved if those speakers picked very spontaneously and the topic has been given very spontaneously. So that is the only 2 suggestions which I have to give, but that is not directly related to the listening skills. But however, being big topic may distract both the speakers and to you as well. You may not be able to get what exactly the speaker is trying to say. Okay, so it may distract altogether. So altogether, very nicely done. And thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. So with that, we are going to come very close to our closing of the day. But before that, we have more. We have somebody who's been checking on our words and grammars and how we have been speaking or using English. So with the power vested in him, he is going to take us through the grammarian report and also the word count of the day. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Robert.
Hi, good evening again. Thank you, Toastmaster Poonam. For the benefit of guests, I'm here to tell about the usage of the word of the day, as well as a second role, I will be doing the grammarian's role. Yeah? First of all, the word West was used 7 times during the round robin. And later, throughout the session, I could hear it not up to the expectation, but at least 3 times I could hear it. If at all I have missed in noticing the usage done by others, kindly forgive me. And you can probably consider it as a sign and wonder of getting aged. Moving to the grammarian's role, I have taken note of some fascinating introduction of guests actually, and I could jot down some points. When Toastmaster Yasmin said she's an addicted Toastmaster, wonderful expression. And talking about Toastmaster Doody, guest Toastmaster Doody, she said she stumbled across our club, wonderful expression. Then Toastmaster Kasim said, he is on a self-growth mission. The Toastmaster Mahesh said, Mahesh is a mentalist and coach. Probably I'm hearing for the first time the first word. I'm glad to know this. We are all in the mission of improving our knowledge of Queen's language. So this is how we will learn through Toastmasters. And Toastmaster Abu Bakr, guess, he used a beautiful phrase, in between some work. Then Toastmaster Pragnesh said, wearing multiple hats. That phrase was used. Then don a few hats. Toastmaster Poonam said she is donning a few hats today. And as we continue with the grammarian's report, heart and mind says a lot, said Toastmaster Poonam. I have taken note of the good usage of the language, and less, I could not find so many mistakes there. Probably I am also a learner, that's why I could not identify the mistakes. Still, I would like to tell about the good usage. There is determination can only help negotiation. That's a beautiful usage of alliterations. And this is how I need to crack it. That's a wonderful usage. And I think he doesn't know how to say no. That's a beautiful, like an oxymoron. That's a beautiful usage. I think he doesn't know how to say no. Then other words used were overwhelmed. Then few things to set a roadmap. A man with a diamond heart. Beautiful comparison. Mind is like a monkey. Can you hear me all? Yeah. Mind is like a monkey. Then the word resilience was used. Keep body and mind connected. And a few more usages, like we always use our ideals, said Toastmaster Yasmin. Then a good leader sits behind the scene and sees that the show goes on. That's a beautiful expression. Give them the onus. Yet another expression, introspective question. Then the club cocktail, this is something new I heard for the first time, thanks to Toastmaster Ganeshan. Then without the judgment of my skills, there was an expression saying, he helps me without the judgment of my skills. Beautiful. And Toastmaster Poonam said, use the word phrase late Latif. And there was yet another beautiful expression, sandwiched between 4 cars. Though it is a sad thing, I picked up the expression, sandwiched between 4 cars. Then time for some bashes. This is in Toastmasters. We take these bashes very gracefully. Time for some bashes. And hidden treasure, and you nailed it. And this is all I have to talk about the good usage of Queen's language. And to mention a few improvements, he has always in my side. Instead of that, it should be he has always been in my side. Then work schedules of companies are changed, not are changed, have changed. Yeah. Then drawbacks is a plural. This is all I have to talk about being a grammarian. Thanks for the time. Over to you, Toastmaster Poonam.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Robert. Also, can I have the timers report for the evaluators, please?
Our first evaluator, Toastmaster Falgun Shah, took 2 minutes 50 seconds. And our area director, Toastmaster Afzal, took 5 minutes 10 seconds.
Okay, so okay, Toastmaster Afzal has not qualified for the timing. So Toastmaster Falgun is left. For table topics, I've already shared the voting link. Could you please go ahead and vote on the link? And now we take on from somebody who's been watching us throughout the session from the time we have logged in until the time we are here. He is somebody who is very amiable, and somebody who's like a mentor for a lot of people around in the Toastmasters fraternity. I believe that he comes from a very humble background, and today he's here to tell us where and what we can improve for our upcoming meetings. Yes.
Poonam, sorry to interrupt, but the poll you have created is for the evaluator, not for the table topic.
No, I did it for table topics.
Can you recheck it, please? And by the time we can ask Toastmaster Ganeshan to.
Sure, I'll do it. Okay, so yeah, so I'm sorry about the interruption, but so here we are. We're going to take some evaluation and some good and bad feedback from Toastmaster Ganeshan. Please help me welcome RG of the day, Toastmaster Ganeshan. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Poonam, for the excellent direction. So today I have been vested with the power as a general evaluator. So it will be my duty to take you all from the beginning till the end. Before the meeting started, wow, I don't have any expression to say. All the members, including the guests, were well within the time at 7:15. 7:15 is supposed to be the networking time, but all of them were present. I have never seen a club, including my club, that so many members present during the networking time, which was 7:15. Before I could start the evaluation, I should applaud acting president Toastmaster Pragnesh, because he was in touch with me much well in advance. More than a week, he invited me, he welcomed me, he briefed me about my role, everything he did. And he reminded me also, and he sent the agenda, what not. I think that is the result I saw in the presence of the members in time. People wanted to know how the Kanoo Master sessions are conducted. I am amazed by the way each and every speaker spoke about their roles. Really, you people are really the veterans, leaders of the club. No wonder that you are conducting the 4:15 session today. So efficient leaders, so efficient, so cooperative. You people work together to achieve the success of the team. There is a good teamwork involved in your club, which I can clearly see from the beginning of the session till now. Let me go one by one. The meeting was started by Sajanam Toastmaster Kushal well on time at 7:30 sharp. He spoke in general about the motto of the club, about the ground rules and other things in short. Then he introduced us to the acting president, Pragnesh. From there, acting president Pragnesh took his role and he spoke about general and without wasting much time, because the motto has been already introduced by Sergeant and Arm. So the acting president, nothing much to say about the Toastmaster rule. So directly introduced us to the Toastmaster of the day, Poonam. Toastmaster Day, wow, what I will say about Toastmaster Day Poonam. Very efficient, very energetic, very smiling, and the way he spoke double road. Kudos to you. Big applause to you, really, Toastmaster of this. You took us to the entire session with full of grace and smiling. And each and every word, I was counting what words you're using. Excellent words you are used during your session. So very big thank you to, all, to you for introducing me as a general evaluator to watch your session and evaluated you as a Toastmaster of the day. Really very well done. Then word master of the day, Toastmaster Robert, my God, what to say? The moment he started introducing word, till now about the grammarian, I don't have anything to, I'm still nothing to say about Robert. Excellent use of the word. Commanding language. The word you introduce the word used anonymous, synonymous, etc. And he compel 5-6 of our members to use the word before even the session start. That shows his interest that we should use the word which he has introduced as the word of the day. Very well done, Toastmaster Robert. Kudos to you. Then coming back to the timer, timer has maintained his time well, I can say. But here and there, I think he couldn't maintain the time because as of now, the time he shooted, some sessions were overshooted in time. The timing was maintained, but he should have, of course, it's not his mistake because he was showing the red. But when he read the time, there were some disqualification which he could have mentioned. I don't want to mention going deep who were disqualified, but according to me, based on timing, there were 1 or 2 disqualification, which he could have mentioned as a timer. Because his role as a timer is to maintain and pronounce who are the qualified role players and who are disqualified. Otherwise, well done timer. Kudos to you also. Then coming back to speakers, most of the speakers spoke very well. Nothing much to comment because the evaluators have done enough to speak about them. Both the speakers spoke about it very well. So in summary, what I can say about the first speaker is, she spoke about negotiation after own example, well done. But in Toastmasters language, negotiation, there are 4 steps like what I say, win-win, win-loss, loss-win, and comprehensive. So this 4 if you mentioned in Toastmaster language, I would have appreciated it. Otherwise, as I'm on this, what you call, this speech was very well done. She spoke at large about negotiation and she spoke an example of him. She achieved her topic very well. Thank you. Coming back to second speaker, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, she started with a bang. Their topics were excellent. She called all the veterans to speak about different topics, not at all connected with each other. So, in short, because the evaluators already evaluated her, only thing I want to mention about Toastmaster Rajeshwari's speech is she could have cut down to 3 or 4 speakers instead of 6 speakers because that ended up in wasting much time because she overshooted a time of 25 minutes instead of 20 minutes. So if we could have restricted to 4 speakers, that could have saved her time. That's only suggestion. Otherwise, she spoke very well. The topic were very well framed. Out of blue moon, she got the topic, and all the speakers spoke very well. Then coming back to the evaluators, both of them did their job exceptionally well. Particularly Toastmaster Afsal. He spoke in detail about the Toastmaster Rajeshwari speak. Even I couldn't spot much about the role. He pointed out, he spoke in length about the drawback, about a good point. All were very vital to the speech. But here also, he overshooted his time. So if we could have limited the time within 3 minutes, I would have appreciated that. That is the only thing I'll point and evaluated. The first evaluator spoke in length. Of course, it was a brief evaluation. He pointed out the things which he appreciated, which even appreciated the Toastmaster Poonam did. But he didn't overshoot it. He made up in time. In this speech, I think he could have spoken a little much more about our plus point and about 1 or 2 suggestions because the time was still there for him. Then coming back to grammarian, I have already told He was excellent. He spoke up grammar very well. I think he's very good in English language, I can see, because I have never seen such a grammarian. Even I had done a grammarian role, but not such a length which he spoke. He spoke grammarian very well, and the word itself was Western. It has 2-3 meanings, and the audience were equally interested in using it in 2-3 sentences to make cover the two meanings, West about that garments and West vested interest. So overall, the meetings were very well done. I was extremely pleased with the way the thing was conducted, and acting president, very well done. He take us to all the entire meeting with lot of energy. And Toastmaster Rajeshwari, I know her very well. She as a president has done a lot of things to club. I know her also because she has attended our Toastmaster session, and she has won prizes at a general evaluator as well as evaluator. So she used to do her run very well. Today also as a speaker, I really like her speech very well. She has spoken in length and she has prepared very well. In fact, all the role players have taken the time and energy in preparing the roles extremely well. I couldn't find any mistake in their role because they have done their best. They are all veterans. What I will talk about them. They are the leaders of the club. No wonder the session is going for a long, long time. Thank you very much for inviting. I wish to appear more in your session and to take different roles, but because I like your members and the club in general. Very well done. I am very happy. Thank you very much. Only point, if we could keep it the time of all the role players, you could very well finish in time because you started well in time. Even the networking was started before the time at 7:12 or 7:13 because I was there that time. So done very well. Only if you could keep the point in aspect that you can achieve lot of success. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for a detailed evaluation. That definitely motivates us and also excites us to bring forward such meetings for the upcoming ones. I'm going to quickly close this, and it's time for me to say goodbye with two thoughts. The only meaning something has is the meaning that you choose to give it. Everything is energy, and everything is responding to the energy you put into it. So when I see signs and wonders, it is all about we finding the meanings and we believing that it is for us. We listening to them, not hearing them just, but listening to them, observing them, being aware of them, and being grateful for all the wonders that we come across. I think I have always spoken about being grateful, and I really believe in the gratitude exercise. So I would always suggest everybody to take a moment before you sleep in the night and review your day. You might just realize that you have had a wonder today. So thank you so much for coming today. And I'm going to now hand over the stage to our acting president. I didn't get a chance to introduce him, so I'm going to introduce him right now because he is one of my favorite people in the group. He was somebody whom I met in the physical meetings when we were meeting, and we had both joined together. The thing that connected both of us was the humor, and I just love and enjoy sharing our meetings with him. It is the most fun, talking to him, guiding him, getting contributions, getting feedbacks. It's like one of the most fun moments that I have with him. And he is one person whom I really enjoy having in the group. And I'm so excited that he is a part of the XCOM group this time, and such an important part of the XCOM group. And that is our VP Ed and our acting president today, Toastmaster Pragnesh. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Poonam. First of all, thank you first for the generous introduction of mine, please. Thank you. And the big shout out and thank you going to you for conducting such an excellent session as a TMOD. Kudos to you. Great. Now, let me thank you all again, especially our senior members, starting from our DTM Yogesh ji and Abdul sir, our G Ganeshan sir, and our Prashant who is our current area director. Thank you for attending the meeting and looking forward for active participations in future meetings also. Having said that, we only had one poll for the table topics this time, since speakers and evaluators overshot the time for the little over some time. So can I have Toastmaster Poonam, can you please declare who is the winner for table topics, please? You are mute.
Yeah, the screen is not opening full, but I will still share it. Just give me a second. It is our guest Yasmin. So I think
Big round of applause to our guest Yasmin.
Yes, I think she's not there in the room. So congratulations to her. And over to you.
Yes, so I see one guest Savita have has joined the meeting. If yes, Savita, if you're listening, can you just briefly introduce yourself and please share us how you came to know about this group?
Yeah, good evening to all.
Good evening.
I'm Savita Raskina from Mangalore, Karnataka. I'm a school teacher by profession. I was introduced by TM Manjunath Shastri, who got me connected to TM Rajeshwari. This is where a lot of learning takes place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hope you have enjoyed our meeting again. Yes, Savita. So before we part, I just have few announcements to do for our club members. I would like to I request all members to take up the roles well in advance. So say if we are conducting a meeting today, so by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, if our group members can decide on what roles they want to take from the next meeting, and they can start informing me. So at least we have a little clarity on who will be what in our next meeting. So in that case, we will be able to conduct our meeting in much better fashion and more effective way. Yeah. And secondly, soon I will be sending out the moments of truth forms, whereby each and every member has to fill it and return me back. We will assemble the entire information what you have filled in those forms, and then we will conduct a moment of truth session with all the club members together. By the power vested in me as president, now I declare the meeting as closed. Since hope we have not overshot too much over the time. And thank you all again for attending. Thank you very much. Thank you
all.
Thank you.